friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have the next 7 books that I am planning to read in the summer and that I technically have added into my summer TBR list. Before I get into the books, I just want to give you guys a quick update about June. Technically, I picked up I think 6 books from the first part of my summer TBR, and unfortunately, I'm not really keeping up with my TBR because June was just such a weird month. I was so distracted with everything that is going on here in the US, and I feel like I was kind of entering a reading slump. Nothing is going my way. Like, I've tried reading the first 10 to 20 pages of the books that I picked for June, and none of them seem really interesting and nothing really stuck with me. But the good news is I did read 2 books that is technically not in my TBR, but that have been stuck with me. So I'm currently reading Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which is her most recent release book. And so far, I have passed the 50% mark, so I'm pretty happy about it. I wasn't planning to read Great Big Beautiful Life this early in the summer because I was trying to save it for maybe like August or September, but that is what keeps me going, so I'm gonna finish the book. Anyways, let's go ahead and show you what the first book is in my summer TBR list, part 2. The first book is Swept Away by Bat O'Leary. I honestly thought that they were on a cruise ship, and I am an avid cruiser, and honestly I want to read more books that is set on a cruise ship or like a cruise vacation. So if you have any recommendations of books, let me know in the comment below. But anyways, this is about Zeke and Lexi, and I think they were kind of having a one-night stand in Zeke's late father's houseboat. When they were staying overnight after their one-night stand, they didn't realize that nobody basically tied the houseboat into the dock. So when they woke up in the morning, they were kind of in the middle of the ocean, and I think they have no idea where they are or how to get back to land. I think this book is gonna be about how they would be able to survive in the middle of the ocean, and also if they can go back home. And I'm not really sure if a houseboat could actually be brought out to the ocean, and I don't know if they have steering like capabilities. So if you know, let me know in the comment below. But this book, I'm hoping that I can read it in the summer because this is just so interesting. The next book that I have is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonamy Young. I'm pretty sure this is a second book, and the first book is called Out on a Limb. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you're supposed to be able to read the books in any order. However, if you have read this series, let me know in the comment below if I should read the first book first before reading this one, because if so, I am going to try to borrow Out on a Limb because I don't have the physical book. The premise of this book is actually super interesting, and also the character's name is Sarah, just like me, so that's why I decided to pick this up. Anyways, this book is about Sarah and Caleb, who are high school sweethearts, and they have been together for the past 17 years. I think they were married when they were 19 or something like that, like they were super young. And I guess she's kind of in the phase of her life where she kind of questioned who she really is without Caleb. And at the same time, she was also working on a fundraising event in memory of her late mom, and she kind of wants to prove that she could be independent, she could do this on her own without having to lean into Caleb or needing any of his help. However, the event unfortunately failed, and Caleb was able to step in and save the day. And when that happened, basically all of this bottled up anger and grievances that Sarah has, and maybe Caleb does too, kind of like came out in the open, and questions like, are they even supposed to be together, kind of came out into the open, I guess. So in kind of like a desperate need to fix like their relationship and their marriage, they decided to sign up for this grueling hiking trip that was intended to guide couples that are going through rough patches. And I was also watching someone's video kind of going over this book. I forgot who, to be honest with you. I should have taken notes. Anyways, in the video she was saying about how interesting that the book has story about a couple who have been together, who technically had their happy ending, and kind of going through, you know, what happened after that happy ending. So that is also the reason why I decided to pick up this book. Hopefully I would enjoy it, and hopefully they have like a second happy ending. We shall see. The next book that I have in my summer TBR list is The Stand-In by Lily Chu. I am pretty sure this book has been out for a while, but this just got my attention recently because I've been trying to read more, books by Asian authors, and this is one of them. This book is about Gracie, who is doing just fine, but she did just get fired. She basically is trying to get her mom into a nursing home, but her mom is healthy, she is somewhat happy, and she's mostly holding it together. But one day, a mysterious car pulled up beside her, and from the car came out this Chinese cinema's golden couple, Wei Fang Li and Sam Yao, and Gracie's world is turned upside down. Wei Fang Li looked the same as Gracie, and Wei Fang Li proposed to her that they would kind of like switch places, so I guess she can catch a little break. She agreed to do this whole proposition because she needs the money, and then maybe that way she can kind of help out her mom getting into like the nursing home that she wants to enroll her mom in, I guess. I'm not really sure what is the mom situation here. And I guess from then on, I want to say that Gracie and Sam probably bonded over something and they might get attracted to each other. I'm pretty sure, but I just want to see what the ending would be, because obviously they would have to switch their place again after the contract ended or whatever. So I just want to see what is gonna happen at the end. Also, I want to find out what is happening with her mom. Is she sick or something? Like, it doesn't really say it in the back of the book, so I can't wait to read this. Let me know in the comment below if you have read it. The next book that I have is definitely something out of my comfort zone, but I've heard so many great things about this whole series, and because Book Outlet has all of the books in the series in stock like maybe a few months ago, I bought all of them, and I'm planning to read the first book this summer. And this is Finlay Donovan is Killing It. This is the first book in the Finlay Donovan series by Ellie Cosimano, or L. Cosimano. Oh my gosh, I can't read. But anyways, this is, I think, about a single mom of two who is a struggling novelist. So she's trying to like write a book. She's probably trying to write a mystery or like a true crime book or something. She was basically talking about her plan for the book with like her agent over lunch, and somebody overheard her talking about this book, kind of mistaken her for being a contract killer. And basically Finlay was approached by this person and accepted the offer to dispose of a problem husband, which is crazy. So I want to see like how is she planning to basically the husband of this woman who approached her, I guess, during lunch. And I guess she somehow tangled herself in a murder investigation. So I just want to know what is happening here, and how did she say yes to being mistaken as a contract killer, and will she actually come clean to the woman who approached her that, hello, I'm just writing about like a murder mystery, I'm not really a contract killer. So if you guys have read the Finlay Donovan series, let me know in the comment below if you love it and which one is your favorite books, because there are technically 5 books out already, but I already own 4. And I'm hoping that I would like the first book, so I will continue on the series because I already have all of them in my personal library. So the next book that I have is called The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. I have heard so many great things about this book. This is about Georgia and Eli, who went out, I think, a long time ago, but they broke up about 5 years ago. And Adam is both of their best friends. He's getting married, I believe, and Georgia is gonna be the best woman and Eli is gonna be the best man. So when they arrive early to kind of get ready for this wedding, something just went really wrong. I think the venue was on fire and it was burned to the ground, so they had to turn things around and trying to find like a new venue and plan basically the whole wedding over again. And of course, Adam asked Georgia and Eli to help him out, and I guess they were gonna have to rush up to Napa Valley and try to basically put this whole wedding together. And I guess between all of the planning, all of the cake tasting, and hiring a DJ and stuff, they spent more time together, and maybe old feelings started to come back out. I'm not sure. I feel like this is a second chance romance novel. I know a lot of people do not like to read second chance romance, but honestly, for me, I don't really mind it. And I guess the gripe about people not liking second chance romance is the reason why they broke up in the first time. I have no idea why they broke up in the first time, so I cannot wait to read it and find out. The next book that I have is the first book in a book series. I know I have so many book series to start, but this is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I've heard so many great things about this book series. There are 3 of them. I do own 3 of them, which is insane, I know. I feel like I should really control myself not to get the whole book series until I at least read the first book. That should be my rule. But anyways, this is about Yasmin and Josiah. They were married with, I believe, 2 kids. Yeah, 2 kids, but they're actually in a process of getting separated and getting divorced. But I think they do have a business together that they have to kind of work on together, and obviously they have to co-parent their kids. So after all of the divorce is finalized, they basically kind of rethink about whether that is the correct move. It seems like once they got a divorce, everything starts to fall back together like they're finding happiness again. They're able to work on their business together, like with no fight or anything like that. They were able to co-parent smoothly. So they were kind of questioning why did they get a divorce in the first place. But I think with all of this like things going well, eventually old hurts and wounds are reopened, and they're kind of questioning if it's too late for them to find forever again, maybe with each other, maybe with other people. I don't know. So this is, I feel like, kind of like a second chance romance again, but it's a bit different because they were married, they had 2 kids, they got a divorce, but they still kind of work together on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just curious to see what is the resolution here. Are they gonna get back together? Are they not? Is there gonna be like 3rd or 4th person between both of them? You know, I'm just curious. And I know that people really love this book series, so let me know in the comment below if you have read this one, if you have read all 3 of them, because I think the series are finished. There's not gonna be any more books, so I'm kind of glad that it stops at the 3rd book. But I know Kennedy Ryan has other book series that she's writing, so hopefully I'm able to finish this series pretty soon, and then I can move on to her next book series. Last but not least, I have Summer in the City by Alex Astor, and I have the Target special edition with the really pretty edges. I mentioned this before in my previous video, but I feel like Alex Astor is really out there with her social media, and she definitely create really cool and really awesome promotion for her books. And I feel like this book kind of went viral on TikTok and Instagram because I saw it everywhere. She basically came out with like, I want to say 4 or 5, maybe 6 different versions of, you know, special edition books of this book, and depending on which like color you like, I don't know why, but I like the purple one. I decided to get it from Target, but she has a version at Walmart, Target, Amazon maybe, and I think Barnes & Noble. So there's a lot of special editions. And if you're a book collector and you love Alex Astor works, you probably are the ones that would collect all of the special editions, but I was able to control myself and I only got this one copy. But anyways, this is her first like adult romance novel, so I cannot wait to read it. I've actually never read any of the books that she had before, but I do have Lightlark and Nightbane already. I am planning to read it. Probably I will read this first because this just piqued more of my interest because it is a romance set in New York City. Anyways, this is about Elle, who is I think a screenwriter. She's currently writing a big budget movie that is set in New York City, but the problem is she cannot write for months. She has like writer's block, and it is due at the end of the summer. So I think that's why it's called Summer in the City, because she's gonna have to spend time in New York and make sure that she experienced the summer romance will inspire her writing. And she didn't realize that she actually moved in next to Parker Warren, the billionaire bachelor that she kind of hooked up with 2 years ago, and then it's been a lovers to enemies situation ever since that encounter from 2 years ago. And I guess because she accidentally like met him maybe in a hallway or something, she was actually able to like write her screenplay, but it was more like hate writing. And I guess she realized that Parker is like her muse, I guess, for this movie. I'm pretty sure they're gonna hang out together during the time that Elle is gonna be staying in New York, and I'm sure feelings will arise and stuff like that, because it is a romance novel and I cannot wait to read it. Hopefully I'll be able to read it in the summer, because it is called Summer in the City. Summer is in the book title, and I'm hoping that I will like it. I would love to know, what are some of the books that you are planning to read in the summer? I know my theme for the summer is all of the summer romance, but I would love to get any of recommendations for maybe summer thriller or summer fantasy or anything like that. So if you are reading any kind of like particular books for the summer, let me know in the comment below.